Hey guys, welcome. Today is the 30th of October, and we are officially only 2 trading days out of the US presidential election, right? And this week happens to be the biggest earnings week with all the giants announcing earnings. So in this video, we're going to be talking about some of the giants announcing earnings, what their results are like, what's actually going to be happening to the markets, and all of it. So I hope you guys are ready. But just before we begin, I'm going to give you all an overview of exactly what's happening in the markets currently right now. All right. So I ask you to have a look together with me. All right. So if you have a look at your Think or Swim chart, right, what you actually see is this. This is the SPY, which is the S&P 500, and you can actually see that hey, in the last few days, trading days, the market has been selling off quite a bit. Just 2 days ago, we saw a minus 943 point day, and currently, right now, on the 30th of October, as of this time of recording, you can actually see that the Dow Jones futures is down over 400 points. All right. So we expect more bloodbath to ensue, and very, very simply, what I expect to happen, very likely to happen, is that I expect the market to actually drop down to about 320. All right, so that's the SPY. Currently, right now, is at 329, and I see it coming to about 320 or so. All right, so that's my particular prediction for it to actually come down to the EMA 200, as you can actually see here. So obviously there's a lot of fear in the markets because of the lockdowns, because of everything that's actually going on in Europe and the presidential elections. It seems that Biden's in the lead, and the market investors actually selling off in reaction to that market event. All right, so that's what we actually see happening. But again, the most important thing is to always look fundamentally at the earnings, all right, earnings of companies and what exactly is happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you guys. I'm going to share with you guys exactly the earnings of 3 companies that I want to actually look at and share with you all some potential opportunities. All right. So the first one which I want to share with you is very simply this one. Right. So let me just show you all this. So again, Apple. So today, after Apple's earnings is down about 3.7%, and we'll probably see it drop even more when the market actually opens. And the reason why was because there was muted iPhone sales, right? But even though we're talking about muted iPhone sales or whatever, you got to look at the revenues, right? So the revenues are up. You can see that the gross margins were great, and Apple had the biggest profits ever. Okay, so again, if you all can actually see, right, outstanding September quarter performance concludes a remarkable fiscal year where we established all-time records for revenues, earnings per share, free cash flow, in spite of every single thing. So people still love it, but however, the market responded not as favorably, and stock dropped, right? So here's the thing. Is it a opportunity? In my personal opinion, yes. The business overall is still doing fantastically well. They've hit records on every single metric out there, right? Let me give you another example. Another example is this stock. All right, so have a look. So, all right, so I want you to have a look at this. So if you have a look at Shopify, for example, this is another stock that actually reported its earnings, and Shopify stock. Have a look at this. Right, they generated subscription revenue of $245 million, which was a 48% increase during the quarter. And have a look, right? Beyond that, they literally, guys, no joke, their GMV, their gross merchandise volume, rose over 100%, right? Crushing the expectation of $27.5 billion. So again, if you all can actually see, the retail landscape is obviously changing, and there are so many companies that are going online, right? And Shopify is assisting all of these companies to basically move and shift towards online commerce, right? Not just SMEs, but large enterprises as well. And very simply, if you actually have a look, unfortunately or fortunately for investors, if you look at Shopify, if you look at the charts for Shopify, you can actually see this. All right. So again, with regards to Shopify, there was a huge sell-off because due to markets and whatever's happening. You can actually see the sell-off actually happen minus 5%, right? So Brilliant earnings was actually announced. Fantastic earnings. Company is really doing very, very well. But again, the market can be irrational, and you actually see the stock price dropping off to below $1,000 again, to $977. And in my personal opinion, whenever that happens, I feel it's a tremendously good opportunity. I believe, if you're able to hold on for dear life to Shopify, you'll be a very, very, very rich investor. The first time I actually bought the shares was under $100, and this was not too long ago actually. I got it under $100 about, probably, let me just show you. All right, this was, it was under $100 just 2018, right? That's when I started trading this stock, and in just literally less than 3 years, it's gone up to over $1,000 per share. All right, but I still do believe there's a lot more room to grow. That's what I truly, truly believe. So, Shopify is another stock that, I really, really like. Obviously, it's growing, and possibly, maybe in a couple of years, catching up to the size of what Amazon could be. All right, but then again, that's a long shot, but huge possibility. Another company which I want to share with you all about is Etsy. Right, brilliant earnings, fantastic earnings, but again, stock price actually dropped nearly about 5%. So many of these e-commerce plays are actually dropping. But one thing you must understand is that there's a huge shift, okay, a massive shift. Let me give you an example, right? So I don't know if you all actually saw this news, right? But I want to share with you all this one news, right? So this is exactly what is happening to. I think you don't need me to show you this, but all of you all should know that this is exactly what is happening right now. You can actually see that. You can actually see very, very, very clearly that. You can see very clearly that many of these retail stores are literally dying. Right, Robinsons Singapore, for example, if you actually see, it's actually dying as well, right? And you can see that they have actually thrown in the towel and quit after 100 and I don't know, man, after 162 years. Oh man, this is a shop that we went to since a small boy, and well, they've closed their doors. All right, so they've actually closed their doors, Robinson Singapore. So obviously there's a huge shift towards e-commerce, and that will be accelerated rapidly. So again, as this market sell-off ensues, one of the things which I want you to take advantage of, to actually, take advantage, to actually pick up, to actually add positions in, will definitely be your e-commerce place. That's one thing which I want to share with you about. And the next one which I actually see huge opportunity in, for sure, is definitely in, see, when Biden comes in, he wants to have a huge emphasis on healthcare. And I believe, healthcare will really, really grow quite a bit. So, in expectation of a Biden win, for example, these are some of the stocks I'm looking at. UNH, United Health Group, one of the behemoths, right? Huge company in the US market with regards to medicine. And you can see that there's a huge sell-off, and it's probably coming to the 200 EMA. So this is something that I really, really am looking at to actually possibly accumulate, right? A little bit more before it actually comes. So about, it's almost there, but tonight, if we actually see a sell-off again, this is something that I want to consider picking up with regards to a long-term position, right? For sure. UNH is an example. Another example which I really, really, really like, right? This is a medical equipment play, right? Robotics play, and ISRG. So you can actually see that they actually came down below the 50 EMA as well, and it probably drop a bit more. And if it does, this is something else that I really, really want to pick up. I've been having this for years, and it's grown tremendously, and I only see the way up for these companies. So in accordance to whatever is happening in the markets currently right now, please understand that the sell-offs just represent massive opportunities. I'm just going to repeat that again and again. And two of the categories that I've actually been repeating to you guys will be e-commerce and healthcare, right? E-commerce is a complete no-brainer, and if you see sell-offs from these big techs and e-commerce plays dropping, you want to go and pick them up on a good discount, and your medical equipments, your medical place, this is something that you definitely want to look at as well. All right. If there's any other companies that you want to actually discuss, or you want me to actually discuss, do let me know in the comment section down below. Guys, I hope you found this video useful. Please understand there's going to be a good opportunity coming really soon, and you want to take advantage of the S&P 500, especially when the sell-off happens, when it actually comes to your 200 EMA. It's a very critical point to take note of, and that's when you want to take action and start adding your bullets, start adding your positions. All right. So again, guys, invest safely, invest profitably, and when you do invest really profitably, remember to give, remember to bless, and remember to be a blessing. You're blessed to be a blessing. I want to see you on our next video. Take care. Thank you very much.